An earthworm travels at an average speed of 2 inches per mile. Or sorry, per minute. Which graph below best represents the relationship between y, the total number of inches traveled, in x minutes? Y is inches, x is minutes. It is 2 inches per minute. And it says x is minutes. Usually when we get this wrong, we confuse our x and our y. So in 1 minute, it says the earthworm goes 2 inches. So how far does he go in 2 minutes? Right? Find the graph that matches this. Be careful with your labels. Make sure they're correct. They'll trick you with the labels. It's so silly. I don't know why that's necessary. But they do it, so be careful. All right, on the first of the month, Anna E. had $84.50 in her bank account. She made the following transactions. What was Anna E.'s balance at the end of the month? So here's the deal. Highlight, underline, circle, draw a big fat arrow, make it a color. This $84.50 is what we forget. Because you're going to do all this work and you're going to add up all your credits and you're going to subtract all your debits, and you, my friend, you will forget this $84.50. Do not forget it. It is a positive. It is a credit, because that's what she started with. Careful with your decimals. If there isn't a decimal on a number, it should go at the end like a period. All right, this I think is y equals negative 40x, I think. Josh drives 40 miles per hour. Which of these does not represent the relationship between y, how many miles from home Josh is, and the number of hours, x? So hours is x and miles is y. So this one's a little bit different because it's not how far he's gone, it's how far he has left to go. So at 0 hours, he has 160 miles to go. So at 1 hour, if he goes 40 miles per hour, how many miles does he have left? At 2 hours, how many miles does he have left? So it's the same kind of problem we've been doing, it's just backwards. So be careful. You're looking for the one that does not represent. Number 11 says, which table below represents a proportional relationship? You have to divide k equals y divided by x for every single piece of the table. That is 3 division problems, 3 division problems, 3 division problems, and 3 division problems. You have to do it. If you don't do each one, it's going to trick you. So you're going to have to divide, for A, you're going to have to divide 1.7 divided by 0, which you can't do. You're going to have to divide 5.1 divided by 3, and you're going to have to divide 11.9 divided by 7. All of that just to cross off A. If they're not all the same, it does not have a constant proportion. You have to do that until you find the one that they are all the same. For number 12, it's kind of the same as number 11, except the constant has to be 1/3. So I like to make my own tables for this. So 0 times 1/3 is 0. So I would cross off anything that doesn't have 0, 0, which would be A. And then there's none that have 1, so I would go to 3. 3 times 1/3. Well, I know how to divide or multiply fractions. So if it's 3, it should be 1. So I would cross off anything that doesn't have that relationship. And remember, and this, if you can remember this, this is huge. Multiplying by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. For real, it's huge. If you can learn that. Number 13, remember that y equals k times x. They're going to give you k in the problem, and you just have to find the equation that matches. And number 4, you are also looking for k. So pick a nice, easy to read, and it looks like they gave you a dot right here. A nice, easy to read k and x, or I'm sorry, y and x. Just make sure that you don't flip-flop the x and the y.